now I have lived in Sendai for a couple of months, so I will tell you basically how the city is to live in and what you can do there, while showing some pictures of Sendai that I took myself, one there. So, firstly, you can see Sendai from these photos here. It's basically from a tower that you can go to in Central Station. Very close to Central Station, and you can go up to the top floor for free, and you can look at the city from this observation deck, it's called. Observation deck. And well, you can see it's a pretty big city. It's about the size as Stockholm, you know, compared to people live there. And to be completely honest, it's not really anything special with Sendai. Sendai is a very regular Japanese city. And it's a nice city. There are, you know, places to go to. There is nightlife. You can go to karaoke. You can go to... there are a couple of night clubs too. I heard they even have maid cafe there, but I have a friend went there. It apparently was a bit mediocre. I don't know. And there is, well, lots of stuff to do in Sendai, because Sendai is a regular Japanese city, and that means it's open 24/7. This is not a countryside, it's a city. Convenience stores everywhere, so you can buy anything you want, anytime you want. And now there is a different, you know, notable places about Sendai and its close areas. Like if you go to Sendai, you might want to visit Matsushima, which has the famous small islands that, you know, they look very interesting. It's an interesting place to go to, and you know, it doesn't cost anything to go there. If you want to ride boats, it costs money. Other than that, it's just a train ticket, and it's really close to Sendai, so that's a place worth visiting. But other than that, it's the very usual place to visit is the old castle. It's I currently can't remember the name now. Interesting. Well, it's anyways the old castle of Masamune Castle. This castle is burnt down since long, and you can only go to the place and see his old statue, some shrine, and shopping area. It's up hills. You have to go up a mountain. It's challenging to go there. You can also go the Sendai circulating bus if you like to go there the lazy way. But it's really fun walking up there. So it's a nice view spot basically. And you can now use your Suica card to, you know, use the buses and the subway in Sendai. The subway is quite expensive. I think it's 200 yen for just going one stop, and it's like 300 yen for going like half an hour, so it's really weird. Buses are a bit more cheap. I often use buses or bicycle. Sendai is a great city for bicycling. If you have no problem getting used to the left side traffic, as is in Japan, bicycle is nice. I have no problem with left traffic. I don't understand actually why we had to change to driving on the right side. I think, yeah, actually, now it's back to Swedish history, but it's one of those times where the regime in Sweden override the democracy. They had a vote. People voted for keep left side traffic. The government override it and made, well, whatever, we will have right side traffic anyways. That's really horrible. We should have kept the left side traffic, and we will have, you know, more closed borders, I think. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad. Anyways, turning back to Sendai. The city of Sendai is a regular Japanese city. However, the fact that it lies in the Tohoku region is that it's not that hot. Like, of course, Japan is a hot and humid country, so they are shitsudo, shitsudo in English, the amount of water, humidity, amount of water in air is really high, but it's less so in Sendai. So it's not like kill me hot all the time, but of course there are very humid days. And compared to Sweden, even though it's hot, when you go out on a night, it's usually much cooler. But in Japan, it's usually so that if you go out in the night, it's still as hot as it was in the day, basically. It's dark, but it's still hot and humid. It's really horrible. I need to have something to drink. Oh yeah, where were we? The rainy season, that's between June and July, can be pretty rainy actually. It's like at least always carry with you a like 100 yen rain poncho at this time. And if you use bicycle, you get wet. And like one of these days I was just, you know, I was going away in the morning and it's rained a little bit. And when I went home, like at dinner time, it was like still raining. And my shoes were so wet the whole day and it's very miserable. And you know, I was bicycling and it was not so fun. When it's raining, it's really packed on the buses too, so you know, it's not so nice. But the weather is not that horrible. Like if you go to Tokyo, it's like hot, you know. Sendai is a bit better. But really, one thing that's Sendai is very famous to is two festivals. It's Suzume Odori and it's Tanabata. And sorry. But those two festivals, very popular. There are some more popular festivals, but these two, I had like one festival is composed of naked men running around, like openly. It's Shinto. It's a religious thing. I haven't attended that one. I only had the opportunity to attend the Suzume Odori and the Tanabata, which Sendai is very famous for. Now, Suzume Odori, I'll show you a clip. You see this is some people dancing, you see? It's a dancing festival. And this is let's see here, the Tohoku University's mostly international dance team. Now, that's interesting dance. Also, the other very interesting festival is the Tanabata, which is it's a fireworks festival in July. It's very nice. And it's basically, you know, fireworks, people, regular Japanese festival. That means lots of people are in the street, many wear traditional clothing, like yukata, and nice wooden shoes. I actually got one of those wooden shoes now, the Geta shoes. They're very funny to walk around with. I don't know when to use them though, because like, you look a bit strange, you know, when, like, for one part, I can't use them in Japan because, you know, I'm white and it kind of looks weird if I, you know, use such shoes that are very, very, very traditional, and like very few even of the Japanese use this type. They usually use the wooden shoes that are more like modern types of shoes. And I certainly can't use them in Sweden because I would look like a complete retard. They would probably think I'm one of those weebs or something. Maybe I am. I don't think so. Prove me wrong. I don't know. Nah. Anyways, here's some fireworks. It's very nice fireworks. Regular people can fire up fireworks in Japan, so it's, you know, it's arranged by the city, and it's nice. Really beautiful ones. What to more tell about Sendai? You can ask me in the comments if there's anything I, you know, completely missed, which is probably a lot. Well, I guess many are interested in shopping in Sendai. Shopping is in Tokyo have a greater, you know, things to select from. However, I think that Sendai is not Tokyo. That means Sendai is a bit cheaper. Usually. Some stores have the same prices all over Japan, but generally Sendai is a cheaper city to live in. Buy stuff, apartments, everything is a bit cheaper compared to bigger cities, especially Tokyo, because Tokyo is like high, everything is expensive, everything. Of course there are cheap places, but you know. One place I also went to is a Japanese temple garden. I actually made a video about you know, taking some of the nice clips of the garden and putting them together into a little, you know, view thing, a little nice video. You can watch it. I put it in the description. It's I put it on my ASMR channel because, you know, it's relaxing. I don't know. I'm parting up my content to just not get, you know, too cluttered, I think. But basically Sendai, I like Sendai. It's a nice city to live in, and if you are touristing in Sendai, you will find a regular Japanese city with some nice places to go to. There are, you know, some beautiful places like temples that are very cool, and well, we have the not anymore existent castle. Sendai City Museum, it's a nice museum if you like museum. It's okay, it's, you know, interesting. It's nothing super special, but they have something really fun in Sendai City Museum, and it's really old Japanese paintings, and these paintings depict war. And in mostly European art, Many European art about war is very romanticized and, you know, beautiful landscapes. Many war pictures in Europe are very romanticized and still have a form of beauty in it. The Japanese war paintings, the paintings depicting war, those held in the city's Sendai Museum are just gruesome. It's like blood everywhere, it's torn off limbs, chopped off heads, hands, feet lying around all over the battlefields, and it's like blood everywhere. It's really funny because, you know, it's like a new Japanese splatter movie, you know. But it's a really several hundred years old painting. So it hasn't changed that much, I guess. There are lots of fun places in Sendai. It's, however, not the big super, you know, tourist spot, because it's not one of the tourist areas. It's a regular Japanese city, and that's what you get. There are places to go to that are really nice, but if you stay 1 week in Japan, I think that probably Tokyo and Kyoto are more interesting to see. If you stay more than 1 week, you could take a trip by Sendai, I think. And I guess many of you that watching this video will stay in Sendai for maybe a long time, maybe live there or something, I don't know. Like I did for a couple of months. And also, something that Sendai is very famous for, like when you ask a Japanese person, like, have you been to Sendai? And they will say, yes, I've been to Sendai and I ate beef tongue and I ate something with sunda. Beef tongue, or gyutan, is what Sendai is famous for in types of food. And it's, you know, beef tongue, you know. They take the tongue, they grill it, and they chop it up in thin pieces, and you eat them with, you know, Japanese regular meal, miso soup, rice, and, you know, the regular, like, Japanese meal set, usually. Now, the beef tongue is... the taste is really fantastic. I had it 3 times. The taste is really good. It's very nice. However, I'm a bit inconvenient with the consistency of the, you know, tongue. Like the feels when you bite it. It feels like you bite yourself in the tongue, basically. Yes, and the other thing Sendai is very famous for is its tsunda. It's actually soybeans, it's the green beans, and it's, they're green, they're also called edamame, something like that. And you usually eat them besides, you know, when you're drinking, like particularly beer, you usually have them beside, you eat them too. But in Japan, in Sendai, you take those beans or soybeans and you chop them up and you mix them with sugar and make, you know, and then it's called tsunda, and it's basically a sweet thing that's used for flavoring. Very common is using it when eating mochi, or, you know, like mashed rice. It's a very sweet type of, you know, Japanese sweets, like not jelly type, but very. You can really feel, you know, the rice protein going on there. And this is basically mixed up to make this, you know, rice part, and then you put zunda on top of that as taste. You can also use them in, like, very famous Sendai Station and some other places. You can buy zunda milkshake, and well, it's really tasty. Anyways, that basically sums up things about Sendai. And if there's more questions you have, you can write it in the comments down here and I will answer you, or if there are very many comments, I can make another video about it. So I hope you have enjoyed this little video about Sendai. If you like this video, please like it. And also, if you want to have more videos, you can, subscribe and you find them all. So, Jimadism, total nerdy channel, serious channel. Or, anyways, Jimadism, signing out.